Today we are on a metal R panel roof, and I want to go over some common anomalies on an R panel roof. As you guys know, I do a lot of metal roofs. They're one of my favorites. However, I see a lot of different roofs, so they're kind of all my favorites as a repair guy. So, but one of the things I like most about R panel roofs is there's just a lot that starts to go wrong with them here in Texas after about the 8 to 10 year mark. And once again, as with a lot of other roofs, the sun is its enemy. So with that said, let me turn you guys around and we'll start showing you guys some of the things that I look for and some of the common anomalies on this R panel roof. So let's get to it. First thing we got here, folks, is a little vent stack. And as you can see, this is a collar, and he's got a little pipe boot under him, so he's good to go. He could probably use sealed up. He's going to deteriorate there. Fortunately, this collar is probably saving him from deteriorating. But you can see the pipe boot's still got some sealant under it, but the sun's really starting to dry it up and crack it. You can see there. And usually when I repair these, I always like to hit this collar too, because sometimes under here it's still open, and if this isn't sealed, you're still going to get a leak. So this is common enemy number one on an R panel roof, and he's got several others. So next to it is the screws. When you see a screw like that, he's in trouble, folks. He's very weathered, and you wouldn't be wrong to think all these screws are potential leaks. So this is probably about a 60 square roof. So there's probably really close to 6,000 screws on this. So, and when your screws look like that, you potentially have 6,000 leaks. Okay, you're not crazy to say that. Here's somebody put some sealant on that one. That might have been one they missed or something, but he's definitely getting deteriorated. This roof is a great candidate for a roof restoration. So with that said, so far we've got a penetration that was an exhaust vent and screws. Next, I'm going to show you another common leak, and it's called the rake edge. This is going to be the edge of your roof. This here is your rake edge. And the first thing I notice about this thing is it doesn't have enough screws in it. It most likely does not have any butyl tape, and that is a common theme here in Texas. I don't know why they don't use it, but you can see. Actually, let me get my knife out. But he's wide open, man. He's probably leaking too. This has a pretty good slope, so they may not know it's leaking. Watch this. There should be a screw. I'd like at least one screw in here. Now, the rake edge is a very, very common leak. I know this because I fix a lot of them, and for the most part, a lot of guys catch it. But when you repair this, if you've got a leak here, folks, you got to take your repair all the way up to the ridge, because when you seal this up, if you don't take it all the way to the ridge, you're creating a dam, and water's still going to get behind there, and it's probably even going to make the leak worse. So it's one of the most common basic repairs in the business, and I can't tell you how many times they come out to a roof and see an improper repair on this. Very common leak area. Anytime I see something in the corner of the building, I almost instantly know it's either rake edge or a screw at the bottom. There's just a lot of ponding water. So we take you over here. This is a really beauty. This is not gonna win a beauty contest. This is a skylight. I like them. They let a lot of daylighting in, and they're very good and durable. As you can see, this was repaired, not by me, but looks like it was coated, and I don't know how old it is, but he's done his time. Wouldn't be wrong to think he's going to leak here in the near future. So we've got screws, skylights, exhaust vents, and rake edge. Next, we're going to come to the seams. Anytime I come to a building and I see a leak in the middle of the building before the ridge, I almost instantly know it's probably a seam issue. And while the seams themselves don't leak, and this seam in particular probably wouldn't give too much of a problem because it has a really good slope. I'd say I'm probably on a 2 or 3 pitch, but a lot of times on some of these big industrial roofs, your roof is flatter, and it's not hard for the water to wash up under there. So it's just easy to get behind those screws. Once again, I like to seal these. I use a product called EverSeal, has no fabric. Nobody should be using fabric on this, folks. Take that to the bank, because there's so many different manufacturers out here, and I don't even want to get too much into a rant on it, but anytime I see somebody using fabric, I know that there's very few places for fabric. The only places you should really be using fabric are for increasing tensile strength on, something like a modified roof. If you're not torching it back down and you are using an elastomeric or a silicone urethane product, it's not a bad place to use a fabric in there, because there's not going to be any voids. On a roof like this, that fabric is not made to go over these contours. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen a few that look pretty good. However, after most of the time it's an improper repair, you're always going to get a gap right here. Okay. And even the guys that do it well, generally will, that fabric just doesn't last long, and it will come up and bridge. And man, you want to talk about major leaks. So seams, screws, exhaust penetrations, skylights, rake edge. You see where I'm going. You got a lot of headaches out here. Let me show you this one here too. I already cleaned some of this stuff out. They got some bad gutter issues. As you can see, I'm here, a lot of trees in the area. And anytime you see trees in the area, you want to check the gutters. Look at this guy, all the way down. That one too. And as you can see, downspout, but it doesn't have a hole. That's freedom, folks. That's freedom. Now, I'm really surprised they didn't show me a lot of leaks down their wall, because one of the things that I don't like doing, and whenever I come out to look at gutter quotes, I always like to have my front lip a little bit lower than the edge of the roof, because once that gutter fills up with water, it has no choice but to dump into your roof. So anytime you have a leak down your wall for 20, 30, 40, 100 feet, check your gutters. You'll save yourself some money. Other than that, folks, we've got screws, seams, penetrations, screws, lap seams, exhaust pipes. That's an exhaust pipe. That is a plumbing pipe. That's a bathroom or sink. Skylight, rake edge over here. I guess what I'm going, folks, is you can see why I target metal roofs. There's just a lot that can go wrong with them. And here in Texas, the biggest enemy that these things got, not only are the size of the roofs with the expansion and contraction, but it's the sun. The sun just beats the heck out of these components. And here's an old repair we did. This one's probably a few years old. He's pretty worn out. But I'm out here today, folks. This is a customer that usually calls us out about twice a year. And, for the most part, it's I'd say it's probably a 12 to 15-year-old roof. And I think it's held up well. So with this particular customer, I'm going to give them a long-term restoration for a 10-year warranty. Great candidate for it. Really needs it. It's at the age where it's right for it. And by coating this roof, the most powerful, beneficial thing you can do for this roof is coat it, clean it, and coat it, because that coating is going to cool the roof surface down, okay? I'm not going to tell you you're going to have a cheaper, I'm not going to tell you what a salesman would do and tell you that you're going to have a cheaper electric bill, because you're not. Your AC is still going to work its ass off because you're 95-degree, 100% humidity in here in Houston. So, but it will cool this roof surface down. And I promise you, not only will the metal on this roof appreciate it, every component that goes along with this roof will appreciate it, and it will reduce the expansion and contraction, and it's going to make it last a lot longer. So that's some fuel for thought, folks. If there's somebody else out there that wants to challenge me on that, feel free. I've been doing this for 16 years, done coatings for a long time, very proactive, and just a big fan of them. So if you like this video, folks, please like, subscribe, comment. I am proactive. I try to answer everything that comes through. YouTube is probably my social media channel of choice. And give us a call, folks. I'm the Roof Leak Assassin. It's Saturday, and I'm getting out of here. Take care.